happy winter solstice. Although it is a couple days past winter solstice now, it is Friday, the 26th of June, and I'm pretty sure winter solstice was on the 21st or 22nd of June. If you're wondering, what do you mean winter solstice? Aren't we in the middle of summer right now? Yes, you're technically correct for the rest of the world, but I live in Melbourne, Australia, and for us in the southern hemisphere of the world, it is currently in the middle of winter right now. Although it is an absolutely beautiful winter day in Melbourne today, which is pretty unheard of if you know anything about Melbourne or the kind of weather and the kind of winter here in general. But yeah, I had a pretty good start of the day to myself. I did all my usual. I woke up, read in bed, still reading The Brothers Karamazov, by the way, which I will get into in just a minute. Got freshened up, did my morning yoga, stretches, had my healthy high protein breakfast, all the usual stuff that I do on pretty much a daily basis, and I have shown in a few of my previous vlogs or videos, so definitely check it out if you haven't yet already. Oh, I also spent an hour at the park reading, enjoying the weather, basking in the sun, breathing in some fresh air, which really helped with my mindset and energy and mood. And I actually picked out this new book to read at the park, which is On Chesil Beach by Ian McEwan, which I will go into more details about when I'm talking about my favorite current reads for the month and just for the winter season in general. FYI, I made a similar version of this for my short form, which you will have seen on TikTok, so also check it out over there if you haven't yet already. Today's video is gonna be a bit of a more intimate, chit-chatty video where I will be sharing with you some of my favorite things, people, food, and everything in between. These are things that have been responsible for getting me through this winter and getting me through life as a 20-something trying to figure their way out in the world in general. Okay, maybe that was a bit deep, but this will be a monthly favorite video, specifically winter edition. I guess let's get into it. It wouldn't be a favorites video or just a video of mine in general if I'm not starting with books. My best read for this month of June for the winter season and for my entire life is none other than The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. I have certainly talked about this in one of my previous videos, and in it I mentioned that although I was only halfway through the book at that point, I could already tell that this was gonna be the best read of my life, and that it might have seemed like a big statement to make. It was one that I was happily sticking with, and that fact has not changed. I am now about 3/4 of the way through. I'm on page 525, and this book is about, I think, yeah, 823 pages long. At least this edition is. I'm getting closer to the end now, getting closer to the last 1/4 of the book, and that previous statement which I made before still holds true in that I still fully believe that this is 100% gonna be one of the best, if not the best, books that I've read in my entire reading life. And I know it seems like a chunky and intimidating one, but it is really readable. The language is not overly complex or difficult, and it is one of those books that is so epic and about so many things at once. I feel like it's something that if you read at different points in your life, each time you would gain something completely new from the book, even if you have read it before. It is just an amazing piece of Russian literature. It is a classic for a reason. I hate to say it. It is considered Dostoevsky's magnum opus after all, even though I haven't yet read any of his other books. I could already see the validity of that statement. Blurb on the back says, The Brothers Karamazov is a murder mystery, a courtroom drama, and an exploration of erotic rivalry in a series of triangular love affairs involving the wicked and sentimental Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov and his 3 sons, the impulsive and sensual Dmitri, the coldly rational Ivan, and the healthy, red-cheeked young novice Alyosha. Through the gripping events of their story, Fyodor Dostoevsky portrays the whole of Russian life, its social and spiritual strivings in what was both the golden age and a tragic turning point in Russian culture. And yeah, not just a monthly favorite read, but it is gonna be a lifelong favorite read for me, and that is The Brothers Karamazov. I really hope you do get into reading this if you can. But yeah, let's move on to our next current read, which is Sally Rooney's Intermezzo, which I also discussed in my previous video. I'm making a pretty slow progress with this book. I'm on page 160, which is about nearly halfway through. And again, my previous thoughts concerning this book haven't changed, in that I'm not finding this particularly amazing, or what's the word, captivating, but it's not horrible, which is not a good point of comparison when you think about how I've just previously talked about The Brothers Karamazov. But Sally Rooney is obviously different. It's hard to compare contemporary fiction with classic literature, obviously, but from my personal point of view, in terms of my enjoyment of the story and of the characters and of the writing, I'm so far not entirely convinced yet, although I will keep going and hopefully finish reading this, and then I'll be able to give you a fully formed opinion. The book does have a pretty fitting atmosphere for reading in the wintertime, so that is definitely one aspect that I do enjoy about this book, Intermezzo. And with that, moving on about this book that I picked up just today. It is quite a short novel. It's pretty spaced out. The font is pretty big as well. So far, it's okay. This novel is 166 pages long, and I'm currently on page 43. It is a very intimate snapshot of a couple's inner life who had just gotten married and is now on their honeymoon. The novel is taking place on their honeymoon night, and there is a lot of internal conflict and tension, not between the characters, but within themselves. Each of them are kind of going through some sort of internal conflict about morals, about their way of life, and how they believe their life should go, and how each of them should behave accordingly and according to societal norms at the time. I know I'm probably being very vague about it. It is not the easiest to describe, although the topic is actually pretty straightforward, but I don't want to reveal too much spoilers in case you guys do decide to pick this up. But I'll just read a little bit of the blurb, I guess, since it's already here, to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what this book is about. So it is July 1962. Edward and Florence, young innocents married that morning, arrive at a hotel on the Dorset coast. At dinner in their rooms, they struggle to suppress their private fears of the wedding night to come. On Chesil Beach is another masterwork from Ian McEwan, a story of lives transformed by a gesture not made or a word not spoken. So that's that from the blurb. Doesn't say too much, but I did pick this up because, as I said, it is a beautiful winter day in Melbourne today. Sun is out, the sky is clear blue, not a single cloud to be seen anywhere, so I was kind of feeling in the mood for something a bit of a summery vibe, which this book seemed very fitting at the time. I'm having a good time with it so far, nothing to complain about as of yet, even though I have just started it today, therefore it cannot be, or at least I don't consider it to be a winter favorite as of yet, but I thought I would still mention it to you guys since it is the other third book that I am currently reading. And as you can see, I do like rotating between a lot of books at a time. I don't find it overwhelming at all. In fact, I find it refreshing to kind of switch in and out and around different books of different themes, vibes, and writing style in general. That's that for books. Next, the second most important category to talk about is obviously food. And the one thing that has been solely responsible for my happiness and joy this winter has been homemade chocolate chip banana bread. And don't laugh at me, okay? I have been obsessed with it for weeks and probably months at this point, and I followed this specific recipe from Scrummy Lane. There's just something so satisfying and comforting about a warm slice of toasted banana bread with a freshly brewed cup of tea in this freezing cold Melbourne winter that just makes life that much easier and better. I can, but I'm not gonna keep yapping on about homemade banana bread, but this air fryer recipe is really easy to follow and the results speak for themselves every time, especially if you put chocolate chips in it, so definitely give it a try. Next, I can't not go without mentioning my matcha, of course, and for a while now my go-to brand for matcha powder has been Tiffy, and I have the bag right here, and this one is pretty much empty, so I have a new one right here, a fresh one ready to go. Look at her, she's beautiful. I do have their monthly subscription where I get 2 pouches at a time. It has been a part of my daily routine now. After breakfast or brunch, I would go and make myself a perfect iced matcha and it would just make my day. This one is so good because it is incredibly affordable compared to most of the other matcha powders that you find on the market, but the quality is definitely there. It is perfect for a daily ritual that just makes me feel so zen and grounded, focused and energized all at the same time. So if you've been in the hunt for some affordable quality matcha powder that is easily accessible without breaking the bank, because we all know how cutthroat the matcha prices can be, definitely check Tiffy out. And I actually have a link in the description for you guys to purchase from if you would like. I don't get any commissions or anything, but I do get member points if you do purchase from my link. So moving on, I would like to take some time to talk about my favorite YouTube creators because YouTube is a huge part of my everyday life and I pretty much am watching or consuming a YouTube video at any given time of the day. First of all, I would like to mention Now. She's a Japanese creator living in Kyoto, Japan. Her videos are just immaculate vibes, from her interior design, her style, her adorable cats, her slow, cozy but productive and comforting styles of her videos in general. I've been really enjoying silent vlogs from Japanese creators for a while now. In the past, I really enjoyed Nami's life as well, so definitely check her out. And obviously, I have to mention Melissa on here because she is just an icon in general. Her videos are beautiful, an insightful person to listen to. Obviously, her taste in books and architecture and art design and everything is just top notch. I especially love her winter vlogs or videos because living in Melbourne, with it being cold pretty much 10 months out of the whole year, her videos where she showcases the winter scenery and atmosphere where she lives is just spectacular. We love Melissa over here. An honorable mention is Lauren Louise as well. She does also amazing bookish, food related and interior design videos as well. Her vlogs are just really easy and comforting to watch, as well as her beautiful pets. So she's also another one of my favorites for just that beautiful, cozy, comforting winter vibes. Next, I've also been really enjoying Anna Howard's Wild Geese podcast specifically. I feel like she was one of the first creators that started that kind of video slash content style of a talking head video with image or text overlay on top and with just like little graphics and memes and quotes that has become pretty widespread and popular nowadays. I feel like she, from my memory, was one of the first few creators to do that, and on YouTube as well, whereas that kind of content style has now really taken over short form platforms as well, like Instagram and TikTok. Anna and her podcast Wild Geese is so, again, incredibly comforting, insightful, and educational as well, even though she has mentioned that she wouldn't necessarily refer to her content or her podcast as self-help. It does have that really reassuring kind of effect on the viewers or the listeners, and it definitely does on myself as a viewer and listener. It just feels nice to hear her voice talking about all things creativity and life in your 20s and figuring things out, as well as some more intellectual and political topics and conversations as well. Her Her podcast is definitely one of the best out there right now in my opinion, and I would highly recommend it if you've been looking for some new podcasts to listen to or just some new female creatives to support. And last but not least, I do yoga pretty much every single day, and with that I've been following and watching Jessica Richberg for her yoga videos pretty much every day for the past 2.5 years. She has some amazing videos for yoga, obviously, and she also has the most comforting, relaxing voice as well, which certainly helps when you're doing yoga in the morning. I have watched several well-known creators as well, like Yoga with Adriene or Yoga with Cassandra. I find that I definitely gravitate towards and keep coming back to Jessica Richberg's videos again and again. So that's just my personal preference when it comes to yoga instructors, but definitely let me know below if you have any other instructors that you really like as well. And last but not least, to finish off this monthly favorite slash winter favorite video, I can't not mention working out and strength training as well. I am by no means a fitness creator or fitness influencer, but going to the gym and working out is definitely an aspect of my life that I genuinely really enjoy, not only in terms of actually working out, but also consuming fitness related and health and wellness related content as well. Which is why I've also posted a workout with me video just last week or the week before that. Even though I'm definitely not a fitness professional or trainer, I find that I still really enjoy just watching people exercising. I don't know if that's weird, I don't know if that's low-key creepy of me, but yeah, there's just something really motivating about watching other people, specifically women, working out, exercising, lifting heavy, being strong, looking strong, and just fit as fuck, you know? I find there's something about that that is really motivating and just empowering and inspiring. And I kind of, I guess, wanted to do something like that with my content as well without making it too, you know, strictly fitness focused. But yeah, I have been going to the gym for almost a year now, like actually seriously going to the gym and lifting heavy, doing progressive overload, and I have really enjoyed it. And it is now an irreplaceable part of my everyday life as someone who is passionate about health and wellness and enjoys a healthy, balanced lifestyle that makes me not just look good but feel good as well, which is the most important. I cannot emphasize enough the importance and value of working out and strength training in general if you're a human being, but especially as a woman. I will definitely keep sharing with you about my fitness journey if that is something that you'd be interested in. But yeah, that's it for my winter favorites. Those are not everything, of course. I cannot possibly mention every single thing, but those are definitely some of the things that have made the most impact on my life and joy and mental health and physical health this winter. Let me know if you have personally tried any of the things I mentioned, or if you have any other favorites you would like to share. I really hope I didn't forget anything. I hope you enjoyed watching. Stay warm, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.